What's up, everybody? Today, we're going to be learning what Visual Studio Code is. Let's get into it. Visual Studio Code, or VSC for short, is what we call a source code editor. What VSC allows us to do is many things, such as debugging, intelligent code completion, syntax highlighting, snippets, code refactoring, and embedded Git. I know what I said can be very confusing and even overwhelming. Don't worry, as time goes on, those terminologies will be explained and you will understand. Now, with that being said, let's learn how to install VSC on your computer. Okay, great. So here we are. This is the main page for Visual Studio. I'm going to put this link in the description below. Just copy paste that in. Once you get to the page here, we're going to go down to the download button. So we'll go to the drop down. It already gives me the Mac Universal just because I'm operating on this. But for many of you, you'll be on Windows, you'll be on Linux, whatever you're on. Go ahead and click on Stable Download. Insiders is more daily shipments and daily bug fixes. Let's not worry about that and let's stick with the Stable Download. So depending on your operating system, I'm going to click on Mac OS, but you will click yours accordingly. Downloading. Takes you to a get started page. Overview, setup, get started. It goes down the whole list. So much knowledge here, a lot of reading. I would definitely go over this. But here we are. We now have VS Code. We're going to open this up. And there you go. Since I already have this on my system, I didn't have to drag and drop to my application folder. Mac OS users, you'll have to do that, but it will give you instructions, so don't worry. But anyways, yes, here we are. The welcome page. We have a lot to learn about this, but for now, we have downloaded Visual Studio Code. Great, so now that we're at the welcome page, we can do a few things. We can create a new file, open a folder, clone Git repository, or connect to remote workspaces. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a folder. We have nowhere to store these files, so this is going to be our first step. We're going to open, and here the path for my computer, documents, GitHub, and then I've already created a folder called New Project. So once you found the certain path for your GitHub, then you can create a new folder in here and you can call it the same thing or you can call it whatever you'd like. We're going to open that and now we are inside our folder. So now that we're under New Project for our file, this is where we can add any file type we want, right? So we can do some simple ones. For people who know different file types, great. For anybody watching who doesn't understand what you're going to put in here, just follow along. Throughout time, you'll understand what files there are. So a very simple one, right, is just your index.html. Another one that we could do is style.css. Great. Also in here, we can add a Python file. So we can call it database.py. You can additionally add images in here. So already got some images pulled up. We're going to save image as okay. And from here though, we can save this inside of our folder. Make sure the JPEG or any image is inside of your folder. So let's find it. Go to GitHub, click on the folder, and then you save it in there. So going back here, we now have this super cool Y2K JPEG file, different designs, different fonts. Some other file types we can do are JavaScript. So this is more on the front end side. We can say homepage dot JS. That is for JavaScript. This is a file type. From here, you would type in your code. Another one that we can do is a README, all capitals, README dot MD for Markdown. This is the file type that allows the person to view your project and understand what's going on. Right, so here we are, new project, introduction to BSC. Another file type that we can add is a MP3 file. I've already added it in my folder, but it's a royalty-free audio. You can upload this to your website or whatever project you're working on. Very simple. Very soothing, honestly. But yes, this is another file type that we can put into Visual Studio Code. I know that a lot of things have been discussed today. It can be a little confusing, overwhelming, and even frustrating. Don't worry, as time goes on, we're going to be learning each aspect of these different file types. Throughout this video, if you got lost or confused or just overall frustrated, leave a comment below, ask your question, and we'll be sure to get to it. With that being said, if you liked what you saw, hit that thumbs up and also hit that subscribe if you want to see more of my videos that I'm going to be creating. Thank you so much. Have a good one.